400 UTC in the 31 meter band and on 9515 kHz to Europe, the USA, Eastern Canada and Cuba, between 0300 and 0400 UTC in the 49 meter band on 6165 kHz to Iraq, Syria, Iran and the Arabian Peninsula. You can listen to us over the Telstar 3A satellite and on the internet at www.trt.net.tr through the Voice of Turkey link. Please note that transmissions broadcast between 2200 and 2300 UTC and between 0300 and 0400 UTC have been pre-recorded. Our email address is englishdesk@trt.net.tr. The headlines. Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan's visit to Azerbaijan ended. Turkey makes intense diplomatic efforts to take the temporary membership seat at the United Nations Security Council for the 2015-2016 period. EU Foreign Policy Chief Catherine Ashton said Russia needs to de-escalate the tension with Ukraine. Afghanistan holds presidential elections and an attack on marketplace in Aleppo killed 20 people. And now details of the news. Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan paid a visit to Azerbaijan on Friday, the first foreign visit after 30 deferred local elections in Turkey. Erdogan was welcomed in Baku by Deputy Prime Minister of Azerbaijan, Abid Zaferov. Azerbaijani President İlham Aliyev and Premier Erdogan met at lunch hosted by Aliyev in honor of Erdogan. Bilateral relations and cooperation possibilities as well as matters between the two countries, Justice and Development Party, victory in local elections and energy projects were taken up at talks between the delegations of two countries. Premier Erdogan said they plan to lay the foundations of Trans-Anatolia natural gas pipeline project by the end of the year. Erdogan said further that Turkey will continue to support Azerbaijan in the settlement of the Upper Karabakh issue. Turkey makes intense diplomatic efforts to take the temporary membership seat at the United Nations Security Council for the 2015-2016 period. Turkey's Foreign Minister Ahmet Davutoğlu held a number of meetings in New York, the US, and with representatives of more than 80 countries to increase Turkey's chances of securing a seat. Davutoğlu first had a meeting with the Friends of Alliance of Civilizations group and then met permanent representatives of the Caribbean community and permanent representatives of the African group at the African Union mission. Davutoğlu's final meeting was with permanent representatives of Pacific Island states. Ahmet Davutoğlu mentioned contributions Turkey is going to make to world peace should it be elected to the UN Security Council. He said further that Turkey has so far received considerable support thanks to its weight in the international arena and its performance during 2009 and 2010 period. The voting in which Turkey will compete against New Zealand and Spain will take place in October at the UN General Assembly. EU Foreign Policy Chief Catherine Ashton said the European Union watches with concern the development in Ukraine and urged Russia to show that it is serious about de-escalating the situation on its border with eastern Ukraine. Catherine Ashton, in a speech she delivered at a meeting in Greece of 4 EU foreign ministers, said there had been no sign so far that Russia was pulling troops back from the border. UK Foreign Secretary William Hague also said there has been no real de-escalation of Russian pressure on Ukraine recently, adding that the US must be prepared to take further action if needed. Dutch Foreign Minister Frans Timmermans, for his part, said there are three ways the EU could help Ukraine. The first is the association agreement Ukraine is to sign with the EU. The second is the IMF program, and the third is presidential elections in the country. Afghanistan holds presidential elections. Incumbent President Hamid Karzai, who has been at the helm of the country for the past 13 years, will not be running in the elections as the constitution of the country does not allow him to run for a third term. The post of president will change hands through peaceful methods for the first time in the country after the Taliban rule was toppled. 8 candidates are competing in the elections, among them former Foreign Ministers Abdullah and Zainai Rasool and former Finance Minister Ashraf Ghani. More than 350,000 Afghan police officers will be on duty on election day against possible Taliban attacks. It is not known how many of the 13 million Afghan voters will show the courage to cast their ballots. Capital